I'm Tyler Suiters, and you're watching Clean Skies News. Today we are in the offices of Senator Susan Collins. She is the ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee and also the lead Republican sponsor of the CLEAR Act. Senator, thanks for joining us on a very busy week for the Senate.
My pleasure.
As I mentioned, ranking member on Homeland Security, why are you so deeply involved in climate issues right now?
Well, perhaps the experience I've had with Homeland Security on the Armed Services Committee as well helps color my belief that we need to reduce our dangerous dependence on foreign oil. And that's one of the motivators for me in working on clean energy issues. I want to see a domestic capability brought up so that we can meet our own energy needs. I also represent a coastal state, a state that would be affected by abrupt climate change, and also a state that is natural resource based and a state that has tremendous potential to develop offshore wind power and help supply the energy needs, the electricity needs of the Northeast.
Let's talk about the race for votes, the reality of any climate bill. You have said that the ACES Act, which passed the House, the cap-and-trade version coming out of the Energy Committee there, wouldn't get 50 votes on the Senate floor right now. How can you get 60 for your cap-and-dividend plan, given the fact that, as you and Senator Cantwell said, there are no giveaways, your word, to industries that are included in a cap-and-trade?
I'm not saying that it would be easy, but I will tell you, I will flatly predict that the House-passed bill would not even get 50 votes in the Senate, much less 60. That bill sets up such a complex, expensive system. It does not make consumers whole, and it sets up this huge new market that would be vulnerable to speculation and manipulation. I don't think the American people are eager to see a $3 trillion carbon market set up that would be subject to some of the same kinds of abuses that we've seen in the energy futures markets and on Wall Street. So I believe that it's probably an uphill battle for any bill to get the 60 votes that would be needed, but that we're offering a fresh approach, a completely new way of looking at this issue. And key to that is the fact that we would rebate to the American people 75% of the revenues that would be generated. That's a huge difference between the House-passed bill, the Environment and Public Works bill, and our approach.
That seems to be the hook, Senator, the consumer rebates. When you met with President Obama and select administration officials, with other senators at the White House on March 9th, you said that the CLEAR Act is something that you and Senator Cantwell emphasized to him, and that you thought rebates, the consumer rebate aspect, is where you can find enough common ground to get the president's support and administration support as well.
The president told me that he had actually talked during his campaign about the desirability of rebates. That was not something that I had recalled. So he seems very open to that approach. We're in a very difficult economy. If we pass the House bill, we'd be imposing huge new costs on the American people. The CLEAR Act would make 80% of Americans whole. Only the very highest incomes would not be made whole. And indeed, lower income individuals and middle income families would actually come out ahead financially under the CLEAR Act. I think that approach would be very welcomed by the American people during a time when they're struggling economically.
Senator, final question. The where-tos and why-fors about getting a bill passed. You mentioned the EPW climate bill, the Kerry-Boxer bill, short-lived as it was. That was a full cap-and-trade plan. Now we hear that Kerry Graham-Lieberman is more of a hybrid approach with part cap-and-trade and also part cap-and-dividend, perhaps drawing heavily from your CLEAR Act. Where do things stand right now in terms of crafting this bill and mixing and matching parts of what was and what is with yours?
The bill that Senator Cantwell and I have introduced remains the only bipartisan bill that's actually been introduced in the Senate to deal with this issue. and that's an advantage as well. We wait with great interest to see the actual legislative language of the bill that Senators Kerry, Lieberman, and Graham have been working on. They've been working very hard, but they've yet to produce an actual bill. So there are a lot of rumors about what may be in it. They have talked to us, but their thinking is still evolving. So it's uncertain at this point what approach that they will take. I believe that our approach offers a way forward. Another option is for an energy bill. There is a bipartisan energy bill with Senators Bingaman and Murkowski to be brought to the Senate floor, and we could add the CLEAR Act to that bill. That might be a way to proceed as well. But we believe that our approach, which has the support or the interest of a wide variety of groups, including AARP, offers a new path forward, a path towards energy independence, the development of a greener economy, and thousands of good green jobs. So I'm hopeful that my colleagues will take a close look at the bill that Senator Cantwell and I've introduced.
Senator, it sounds like even in the wake of health care, you think the door is still open in 2010.
I do, although certainly the way that the health care bill proceeded makes it more difficult to tackle another big issue.
Senator Collins is the lead Republican sponsor of the CLEAR Act and the ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee. Senator, thank you again for your time today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us as well. I'm Tyler Suiters. You're watching Clean Skies News.